Welcome back to the channel. If you love deep crime stories, quiet tension, and moments where one small detail changes everything, you're in the right place. Tonight's story proves that one wrong assumption. One missed detail can turn a simple case into something far more dangerous. The night feels heavier than usual. Rain taps slowly against the windows of Charlie Hudson's apartment, blending with the distant hum of traffic far below. The city is awake, but inside this room, time feels frozen. Case files cover the table. Photos overlap each other. Coffee cups sit untouched, gone cold hours ago. This isn't just another case anymore. Something about it refuses to let go. Charlie stands near the window, arms crossed, staring out into the dark without really seeing anything. His mind keeps looping through the same moments: the victim, the scene, the details that never felt right. No matter how many times he replays it, the answer stays just out of reach. Across the room, Sarah sits quietly at the table, flipping through notes with calm focus. She knows that look on Charlie's face. He's trapped in his own thoughts, chasing the same question again and again. Rex lies between them, alert. His ears twitch at every sound. He feels the tension in the room, the kind that comes right before a breakthrough or a serious mistake. Charlie finally turns away from the window. "We've gone over this 3 times, he says, his voice low with frustration. Everyone fits. And at the same time, no one fits. Sarah looks up slowly. That usually means we're asking the wrong question. She slides a photo across the table. The victim's last known location. A simple place. Too simple. We keep asking who had a motive, she continues. Maybe we should ask who the victim trusted enough to lower their guard. The words hit harder than Charlie expects. He looks at the photo again, really looks this time. The victim doesn't look afraid, doesn't look tense. That detail had always been there, hiding in plain sight. Rex suddenly lifts his head and lets out a quiet sound. Not a bark, not a growl, just a reaction. His eyes stay locked on the photo. Charlie notices. "You see it too, buddy?" he murmurs. Sarah watches Rex carefully. She's learned to trust his instincts. The crime scene wasn't chaotic, she says. No struggle, no panic. That means the victim didn't expect what was coming. The room goes silent. The rain grows louder. Charlie slowly sits down, the weight of the thought settling in. So the killer wasn't a threat, he says. At least not at first. Sarah nods. Which means they didn't force their way in. They were already welcome. Charlie exhales, rubbing his face. Oh, that changes everything. The suspect list doesn't get smaller. It gets more dangerous. Rex steps closer and rests his head near the table, eyes fixed on the photos like he's guarding the truth itself. The apartment feels smaller now, as if the walls are closing in. Somewhere in these pages, the real story is waiting, and it's finally starting to show itself. Charlie spreads the timeline across the table, laying out every moment piece by piece, times, names, locations, everything that should explain what happened. Instead, it only creates more doubt. The truth isn't missing, it's tangled. Let's start with the last hour, Sarah says steadily. She points to the victim's phone records. This call here. Everyone says it means nothing. Because it was short, Charlie replies. Less than a minute. Exactly, Sarah says. Too short to be random, long enough to confirm something. Charlie straightens. He had brushed it off before. Now, it feels like a signal. They move to the security footage next, a hallway camera that should have seen everything. Instead, it goes dark for 6 minutes. Maintenance called it a glitch, Charlie says. Sarah shakes her head. Glitches don't usually happen at the perfect moment. Rex stands and walks toward a jacket hanging on a chair. He sniffs once, then looks back at them. That jacket belonged to the witness, Charlie says. The one who just missed the victim. He said he arrived 10 minutes late, Sarah replies. But if the camera was down for 6 minutes, Charlie continues, and the call happened right before that. His timing changes. They adjust the timeline. It's just minutes here and there, but those minutes matter. Now the witness isn't late, he's early. It's early enough to be there before the crime, so why lie? Charlie asks. Because telling the truth puts him too close, Sarah answers. As they compare alibis, cracks begin to show. Two people claim to be in different places, yet both mention hearing the same sound at the same time. Sirens coming from opposite ends of the city. That's impossible, Charlie mutters, unless one of them is repeating a story they heard. Sarah says Rex lets out a low sound, uneasy. Someone studied this case before we did. Charlie says quietly, or someone panicked and tried to cover their tracks, Sarah replies. The timeline that once looked clean is now broken, bent around. Lies and half-truths. Charlie feels it in his gut they're close. And close can be dangerous. If we're right, Charlie says, the killer didn't run. Sarah nods. No. They stayed nearby, watching. Charlie stares at the timeline again. Looks wrong, not messy, but too controlled. And that's what bothers him most. I keep thinking about how calm the victim was, he says. You think they felt safe? Sarah asks. I think they felt normal, Charlie replies. Like nothing bad was about to happen. Nenez nods. Slowly. People don't fight back when they don't feel threatened. Rex noses at an evidence bag on the table, beside a spare key. This was found in the kitchen, Charlie says. Not where the victim usually kept it, which means they took it out for someone, Sarah says softly. Someone they trusted. The answer finally takes shape. Not comfortable, not easy, but clear. This wasn't planned, Charlie. Says they came to talk. To fix something. When it went wrong, Sarah adds, panic took over. Rex stiffens, reacting to a photo on the table. Clean hands. To clean? They washed up, Charlie says. After panicking, Sarah finishes. The pieces locked together. Charlie stands, resolve, replacing doubt. This wasn't a perfect crime, he says. It was a human one. Sarah meets his eyes, which makes it harder to face. Rex moves toward the door. Ready. Charlie grabs his jacket. Let's stop guessing, he says. Let's go talk to them. The truth isn't hiding anymore, it's waiting.